All right, everybody, welcome back to the Cleaning Professionals Podcast. I'm Seth.
And I'm Patrick.
Patrick.
And I'm Jay Johnson.
There you go. Didn't have to introduce you.
So we got Jay Johnson here, Johnny Johnson. A lot of people call him Jay. Jay's his nickname. A lot of you guys seen him on Cleaners Connect and in other groups. He's in our Carolinas group. Johnny's a Carolina boy like us. You're from Wake Forest, right, Johnny?
Yes, sir. Yep, out of Wake Forest.
Wake Forest, North Carolina. So Johnny's got, I think he's got 3 trucks, if I'm not mistaken. He stays really busy with his carpet cleaning business. A successful guy. He's fun to listen to talk. A lot of people like his videos. He makes some really good points about a lot of things. So without further ado, Johnny, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us your background and how you got into the cleaning industry.
Former U.S. Marine. I'm going to keep it strict to the point. Working for the Department of Justice, always wanted to have a business. And I actually came into the business scene back in 97. I ended up buying a franchise, a cleaning franchise with a company called Janet King. And it went well when I started off. I bought a second franchise with a company called Coveralls. And even though I had both of those franchises and juggling, that between a full-time job, it was still up and down. One year I might make $150,000. Next year I might make $75,000. So I needed something a little more stable. And I actually had a friend of mine who was having her carpets cleaned back in 2000. And she said to come over. She knew I was trying to find something different. I wanted something that I can control myself. And I went over her house and I saw this old man cleaning carpets. And I asked him a couple questions. I got interest in what he was doing. And the guy, at that time, the guy made $75. But I was impressed by it because he made $75 on his own in probably an hour. And believe it or not, I bought my first truck mount, a brand new truck mount, which was a Judson. I put it in an old-ass ugly van. And that started my game. And the only reason why I bought newer vans was that the guy for my job actually walked outside me one day about a year later, and he said to me, "You got to get rid of that van." I had an old Dodge van with a wood floor that was rotten, with a brand new machine in it, and a sign I put on the side. And I was actually getting a little work, but not a lot of work. 2 years into the game, I started to sell it. Because there were times I would go a whole month and nobody would call me. And another friend of mine talked me into staying in the game. I stayed in it, and by the third year, I started to see business come in. And back then, back in 2003, 2004, I thought getting 3-4 jobs a week was a big thing. And back then, I won't do but $100, $115 for a whole house. But as a supplement and being my own, I was cool with it. But it really wasn't until 2010, because I never forget it. In 2010 is where I started to see my business really take off. I was kind of going across the line for about 10 straight years, probably averaging, if I brought in $1,500 in a whole month, I thought I was doing something. But in 2010, it actually took off. By 2015, I decided to buy another van because I went through one time where I had a whole month and my machine was down, and I didn't like that feeling. But in 2010, it took off, man. I haven't looked back since.
Nice. That's cool. So tell us a little bit about now. I know you're a Judson guy, right? You love your Judson truck mounts.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little bit about your business. Yeah, that's all you know. So that's what Seth runs a Judson. And he actually bought one from that we sold him. But tell us a little bit about your business. I know you have 3 of them, right? And how many guys you have? Your sons that work for you? Is that right?
I've got 2 sons that work for me. One is full time and one works part time.
Okay.
Yep. And most days we go out, we got 2 vans that are running. I average today about 4 to 6 jobs every day. We did 7 yesterday, but it was the time when I was at $20 a room, man. As little as probably 3-4 years ago, we were doing 8-9 jobs a day. Wow. Once I got to $25, $30, $35, $40 an area, I pulled back. Probably about 4 years ago, I decided to pull back and stop going all day. We used to go out to 8, 9 o'clock at night. So now my motto is, after I got burnt out, and the boys were getting burnt out doing 8, 9 a day, we decided to pull back. So now I'm done every day before 3. I start at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. Normally, you won't see me out past 3 o'clock. It's very rare. But every now and then we might, but it's very rare you see me out past 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we probably do both bands about 4 to 6 jobs a day, and that's it. But it works.
Yeah, I know you seem to do really well. So let me ask you, I know, so it sounds like you've kind of transitioned, you've raised your prices a little bit, and you've kind of transitioned and got away from volume. I mean, I know you still do a lot of work, but how do you feel that's
Yes, I
worked
do.
for you?
When I've got 2 sons. One, I got both of them that's hungry. One on full, one part-time. Keeping them going and their families, and they see where we are right now, it's been easy. If I was by myself, I'd probably do 1 or 2 a day at the most. If I did 500 a day by myself, I'd be good. But we do 1,000 plus every day. So it's worked out fine. Having 3 vans gives us that comfort zone where if one goes down, we don't have to have a down day. So it's been pretty good. If I could find people who really want to work, I'd take over Raleigh. Ain't no doubt.
Yeah, that's the what everybody struggles with right now, man, is finding people to work. We're trying to hire more right now too, and it's just almost impossible, man. That's the toughest part of business.
Yeah. So if it wasn't for my sons, I'd be a lot slower than I am right now. Thank God I got them, because if it wasn't for them, a lot of people wouldn't be able to. I couldn't. There's no way I can get to the people that I do right now. I broke a record. I did 111 homes last month, and that wasn't even including the commercial that we did. So we ran pretty good in the month of August. Was a great month.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you, you primarily do residential or commercial?
We do both.
Do both?
Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Strictly word of mouth.
Word of mouth. That's another thing I was going to ask you too. How do you do advertising? Is it just strictly word of mouth, or y'all?
I'm strictly word of mouth. You see on my personal page, I don't have a business page. On my personal page on Facebook, I probably got about 4,700 people on board. And I put about 2, 3 videos every week out. I don't boost them, and it works. Along with that and word of mouth, believe it or not, it works big time. Now, I still do own a janitorial franchise with Coveralls, the cleaning company, and I get a lot of commercials just from having them also.
That's good. Yeah, so I was going to ask you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Patrick. No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask you, I know you're big on prices on the vans. You always preach prices on the vans, and you always made videos about that in the past. So let me ask you, but I heard a while back, though, you made a video, you said you were thinking about taking them off. Why the change? Why the change?
Now, this is just my opinion. I thought about it, not even sure if I'm going to do it, because I've had a couple of guys that are older than me say that everybody in the area knows me as that price for my van guy. My targeted price is to get to $50 an area, which is rare in the Raleigh area. To get that $50 mark, there's a lot of guys doing $30, $35, and a $40 price tag in the Raleigh area. I'm trying to go up against them is a little more difficult. But when I transitioned about 2 or 3 months ago from 35 to 40, I had some resistance. I almost went back to 35, but I decided to stand fast. But as of right now, I mean, I've probably booked 6, 7 jobs just this week alone, where my week is already burned out. But I started to go to the no price. I thought about it because I felt like $50 a room on a van might be a little bit intimidating. Not sure if it would, but it crossed my mind that it might be a little bit intimidating riding down the road at $50 a room. So I figured if I decided to jump over that leap, I'd probably take it off and just go with just pricing it based on what somebody tells me they got rather than going by the area. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not, but that's what I thought about.
Sorry about that. I lost you there for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, you said that most of your advertising comes via word of mouth. Did you initially, when you first got into the business, is that how you've always done it, or did you try marketing, or what did you try to get your name out there initially when you first came onto the scene?
Dude, I did the signs on the road. I did the yellow pages, talking phone books. I had somebody trying to market for me twice before I realized none of it worked. You put signs on the road, people pull them up. The phone book, as you can tell back then, it was popular, but it faded out real quick over time. SEO guys, I mean, find somebody you trust, but the money they charging is ridiculous. So I came to and that's how I got to the $20 room. I was actually a guy in my area, and I could get his name, and I ran into him back in 2001. And at that time, he had I think it was $149 for the whole house. And that's why I came up with the idea to put the $20 room on my van. And when I did, I started getting phone calls just based off that $20 room on my van. I'd be in neighborhoods, people across the street would come, people riding down the road would stop over. So it kind of fell in place with it. And I just never got away from it. And to this day, it still works. People still stop me on the road. They still take pictures. People still stop me in the neighborhood. But I have thought about taking it off, but as of right now, it works. I'm not a guy, I don't believe in SEO. I'm just not that guy. I don't believe in giving somebody $1,500, $2,000 to advertise for you. I think if you're patient when you get in this business and you do a good job, you don't come in with some crazy pricing per area, you do fine. Now, I realize there are a lot of guys I know a lot of guys in the industry that are getting $50, $60 an area. But for these new guys trying to get in and you're trying to compete and you come out the gate charging those prices, you'll be having your van sit at home wondering why ain't nobody calling you for a long time. So coming to the market, starting at a good price, and raising your price every year or two by $5 to go along with the inflation, I think is a great point. The great thing to do. I raised my price to $5 in the last, I think, once every year for the last 4 years, and it's transitioned so far pretty well. There's no doubt in my mind that next year I'm going to go to that $45 a room price. I just don't know what I'm going to do when it comes to trying to get to 50 because there's a lot of competition in my area, a lot. And for me to be where I'm at right now, getting what I get is unreal.
Okay. So one question I got for you, Johnny. So as you've raised your prices and you're probably doing less jobs, do you actually find though are you making, even though you're not doing as many jobs, do you feel like your actual profit is going up? In other words, you're keeping more money, doing less for more, or what do you think about that?
I think I'm making more.
Yeah.
And doing less work, no doubt. We was chasing that $20 a room, and back then, I was going out for $50 to do 2 rooms. Now I'm at 95 to 120 for 3 areas. You give me 2 areas. If you're in my area, I'll go out for $95. You without 15 minutes away, you got to give me 120. And it's rare, ever rare, that I go under $120 when I leave my house. And once I cross that line, 15 miles or more is $150 and up. I think my average ticket per house right now, I'm probably right at $200, $2 to $225 for every house I run into. I've been getting a lot of, and it's crazy, I've been getting a lot of $300, $400, $500 jobs within the last 3 or 4 months. It's crazy. A lot of the big homes are starting to call. Matter of fact, I just booked up 2 of them a day that went well into $400. But I'm an in and out guy. I'm not a guy. A lot of guys know me, man. I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna go in your house and vacuum. I'm against vacuum, and I don't even carry a vacuum on any of my vans. But I do carry a 15-inch and a 10-inch CRV, and that's all we do. I ask my people to vacuum before I get there. For the ones that do, which is most of them, they vacuum. I do run across quite a few of them that don't have a working vacuum. I use that CRB, and I've been able to get away with that for the last 4 years. So it's worked out fine. But last year I think I hit 220. Doing what we do, and I'm right on track right now to probably break that.
That's good. That's good, man. And I know you're a big CRB guy. I am too, man. I believe in CRB. We CRB most jobs. If they're lightly sold, we don't. But I know it makes a big difference. I see that too. And honestly, I mean, I just so many carpets need to be scrubbed. And I know even with you having a Judson and real good heat and everything, I think it makes a really big difference.
Absolutely. I can't imagine going to somebody's house without CRB. I just can't. I do it probably, I would say 90% of the homes we go with CRB. Every now and then you go to somebody's home, they really got a new house they're trying to get clean before they move in. Obviously we don't need it. But for the most part, we pull that CRB out every job, especially because of the fact we don't vacuum.
Yeah, I saw one of your videos where you used a tray on the back of the CRB. Tell me about that a little bit. Why you use that? I mean, I know why, but so the people listening can talk about here. I should say.
I actually, when I started off, I wasn't using the tray. Then I had a guy pull me up and tell me I had to put the trays on, so I put them on. And about a year ago, believe it or not, I don't know if you guys here heard Mike Page.
Yeah.
Mike called me up and said, "Why are you using both trays on the CRB?" Okay, Mike, tell me what I'm doing wrong. He said, "You don't need but one. Put one on the back. You don't need two. If you having two, limits you from actually going up against the wall from the front." And that's what made me start using one tray in the back, and not putting one on the front, because now I can use that CRB and go up to the edge of every wall when we're actually using it to do the carpet. So that's why I use it.
Okay.
Oh, Mikey, he got on me.
Oh, Mikey. So have you been to Mikey's Fest before?
I went to Mikey Fest last year up in Nashville. One of the best events that I've ever been to when it comes to carpet cleaning. I recommend anybody, man, if you want to meet some great guys and learn some things that you may not know about, you got to try Mikey's Fest. It's from tiles to hardwood floors to carpet cleaning to upholstery. You get a full array of everything you might need to know, and you're going to meet some guys who don't mind answering questions that you guys may have. If it's one thing I've learned, these firms, believe it or not, because of you guys in these firms, when I first got on the firm, probably close to 4 years ago, and before I got on the firms, I probably ride past one of you guys and they look at you. But when I got on the firms and I realized what they were bringing to the table, I've learned so damn much that it's ridiculous. So many things I've incorporated just to be on these firms that it's crazy. When you got guys like patting yourself that somebody can actually make a phone call and ask a question and you don't mind answering it because you don't feel like you're competing, you can't beat that.
Yeah. That's what I talk about a lot in our group, Johnny, on Carolina Cleaners and so many groups, is reaching out to other cleaners in your area and not to see them as competition, And that's one thing that a lot of cleaners get wrong, is they don't network with people. And like me and Seth talk all the time, we learn a lot from each other, and it's really important. And I think Facebook has brought a lot of people together in that regard. And I've been to one, like you said. I went to the one in Greenville. I'm surprised you didn't come to the one in Greenville, South Carolina.
He tried to get me. I started to. I really did. But at that time, man, I was so busy, and I was one of those guys that felt like I just couldn't stop. I had to keep going.
Yeah. Well, I met a lot of people in Greenville.
I changed up since then.
Yeah, it is a great experience, definitely. I mean, I think Mikey's Fest. I tell everybody I know, to at least go to one, because you learn a lot and you meet a lot of people. You meet a lot of interesting people.
Absolutely. Yep. I'm actually flying out. I went to the experience in South Carolina a couple of months back. I think Mike Pence had a towel and grout thing up here in North Carolina, in Wilson. I went to that, and we're actually flying out Wednesday for the experience in Vegas for 4 days. I want to see what that's like. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do you go to that every year?
This is my first one.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually taking the wife and two of my sons that help me out. They want to go also, so I want to give them an opportunity to see what it's going to be like. You ever been there, Seth?
No, I've never been there. Patrick, have you?
I've never been to the. Nope, I've never been.
It's my first one. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe next year we'll make it in the plans to try and go out there. Maybe we can get the whole Cleaning Professionals podcast team to go. What do you think, Patrick?
Yeah, that'd be great, man. No doubt.
Hey, Johnny, I was going to tell you, I actually met your son, one of your sons. I can't remember which one it was, but I took a dye class in Rochester, New York. Chris Howes, and your son was there, and I met him.
Tory,
yeah, that was his name. Yeah, I met him up there. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, people love him.
Yeah,
they love his personality. They love that dude. They love that guy right there. He is he my man. I wish he could go with us to South Carolina, but he works for the Department of Corrections in Hillsborough, and he couldn't get off for 4 days.
Yeah. So what other services do you guys offer? Like outside of carpet cleaning, what do you do? What's your next go-to? Like I know carpet's probably your number one, I assume. But then behind that, is it upholstery? Is it tile? Is it wood? What else do you guys do?
Carpet cleaning is my main thing. After that is upholstery, tile cleaning, and then hardwood floors. I don't push hardwood floors. I can clean them and I can strip them. I'm a janitorial guy, but I choose not to get caught up in going to somebody's house and take that chance on wetting up hardwood floors trying to strip them down. But I will clean them. So apart from doing that, I also run a janitorial business that I told you with Coveralls and Raleigh Durham. I'm in good with those guys. I can really never, if I failed in carpet cleaning, I could jump back into the cleaning industry right now, just doing commercial accounts at night. Probably about 2 years ago, I picked up on the used car sales, and I've been doing that now for 2 years. I got a partner, and we got a small dealership in Smithfield, South Carolina. Matter of fact, I just bought a nice Crown Vic today. So that's what I do, man. And everything I do is strictly to keep me busy. I retired from the Department of Justice about 7 years ago. So I'm set there. Like I said, I'm a former U.S. Marine. I just do whatever you see me do right now to keep me busy. That's it. I'm not that guy that can wake up every day and sit in that recliner and do nothing. Not to mention, don't tell her I told you, my wife would drive me crazy.
Yeah, because I'm sure. I mean, you got a good pension from the state. I'm sure. So it's not a money thing with you. Yeah.
Nah, it ain't the money thing. Yeah, I can let all this go. And I've even thought about it. I can let, getting a check from from the Marine Corps when I was in the Corps, along with the federal government pension coming in. I mean, I could actually let all this go and use my janitorial to go out at night, about 2 hours a night, and I'd be good. My wife just retired about 2 years ago from the same place, so we good. Everything I do is really based on just having something to do because I love what I do. I love the money that we generate, but I really, I'm that guy that wants to leave my son something one day where they don't have to ever struggle. And so far, they're catching on.
That's good. That's what I was going to ask you. How often are you actually on the truck cleaning? Are you out there every single day cleaning all the jobs, or you kind of play like a manager type role?
I'm usually out probably 3 days a week. And when I go 3 days a week, I'm only out for probably 2 jobs at the most. Every now and then, you might catch me doing 3. But normally, I'm out doing 2 jobs. I usually start about 8 in the morning, and I'm done by 12. I allow my sons to go out and do all the work they got to do. Like, for instance, today I went out and did a job this morning. I got there at 9 o'clock, by 10:30 I was done. I think we did 7 yesterday. Me and one of my cousins, he went with me. We did 3, and the boys did 4. So, but normally you might catch me out probably 3 days a week at the most. And the other boys, they usually run 6 days a week.
So do y'all typically go 7 days a week, Johnny? Is that normal for y'all?
Oh, nah, we do 6 days a week, but not 7. Sundays, I never go out. I went out today because the lady had her father is old, and he urinated in the carpet and in the hallway, and she needs somebody to come out right away, so I went out. I will go out on Sunday sometime when I ain't really got nothing going on, and I just feel like doing something. But normally we Monday through Saturday. And I tell a lot of people, I try to tell a lot of guys, man, you don't have to work all day. You really don't. But a lot of some guys just don't get it. You really ain't got to be out 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night. And I know it because like I said, we start 8, usually from 8 to 10, and by 2:30, 3 o'clock, we done every day. It's rare you'll ever catch me out past that.
Those aren't bad hours.
I think a lot of guys think that to be successful, they've got to work like 12 hours a day, you know?
No, you don't. Not unless you're just chasing that money. And I live by the rule right now, money chases me. My people run me down. I love it.
That's good. So I want to transition back to the Judson for a minute. Now, I have a Judson too, so I mean, I love it. It's a good unit. Did you ever have any other unit besides the Judson, or you always had strictly Judsons? And what is it that you like about them so much?
Of course, like everybody else, I started with that daggone buffer. Then I realized the buffer wanted it. That VLM everybody talk about, that ain't my thing. You got dirty copper, that ain't doing a whole lot of good to me. Been there, done that. Then I transitioned into the portable. I did a portable 6 months before I realized that one going to get it. And then, like I said, I decided to go, and I got one of the guys at Ramsco that turned me on either the Judson or was the Sapphire. And I picked the Judson, and I'm going to tell you something, man. I don't know about any other machine, so I can't compare to anything. I started to transition out 2 years ago into getting a butler. And the only reason why I didn't do that is because I wasn't comfortable spending $70,000 when I could buy 2 Judsons for that price. So I didn't do it. But the Judson to me has been phenomenal. I still got the same one in a 2005 Ford van that I had when I bought the year 2000. I've since then put in 2 engines, $2,000, and 2 heaters. But it's still running just as good as the brand new, and I just bought a couple months ago. So I love it. But I can't compare to anybody because I never used anything but a Judson.
That's fair. I mean, I've used a lot of units, a lot of different truck mounts over the years, owned different brands. And Judson, I mean, I sold mine to Seth, but I run Butlers now. But Judson,
you're a Butler man.
Yeah, I'm a Butler man. But Judsons are great units. I don't have anything bad to say about them. You know, there's advantages and disadvantages to both, like slide-ins and direct drives. But I always tell Seth, I mean, they're great units. They're bulletproof. Judson will run forever, and they're simple. They're so simple. Very little to go wrong on them, and when something does go wrong on them, very easy to fix.
I have never, I'm not mechanically inclined, nor do I want to be. But I've got to know the guys down at Aramco, like we brothers. And when I call them and tell them I got an issue, I pull up on the site. In all these years, only twice have they had my van more than 2 or 3 hours. Normally I go in, they look at it, they know what it is, they fix it just like that, and I'm gone.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. So you can't beat that.
Yeah.
So Seth, how many units you got? Just one?
Just one. Just me.
Is it just you? Is it just you running it?
Well, I got my wife. She works, and then I got another guy who works for me too.
Now tell me the damn secret of how you get your wife to work and mine won't.
She does the like the administrative side of it.
Oh, okay. Mine won't do anything for me.
Well,
Yeah,
hey,
but
let
I
me
do
ask
it. I
you
just
this.
do this on the side though.
Okay.
Let me
Yes.
ask you this, Johnny. What are share with us some of the mistakes that you feel like you made when you look back on your carpet. This is carpet cleaning, okay? When you look
Okay.
back in the last 10, 20 years, what are some of the mistakes you feel like you've made and that you'd like to share with us and that you would tell other guys, hey, avoid doing this or don't do this?
I'm gonna say the number one mistake I made was not having somebody like you accept to mentor me. Not riding with somebody before I got in this business and just jumping out there. That was the worst mistake I ever made. When I jumped in this game, not knowing what the heck I was doing. I try to tell anybody coming in this game right now, if you don't know anything about carpet cleaning, you need to find somebody to mentor you. You really don't need but a good week of riding with somebody so you can learn the ropes. That was the worst mistake I ever made. And I didn't do any research. I just jumped in. I knew nothing about all these different chemicals. And it didn't hold me back because I was that cheap carpet cleaner at $20 a room. I didn't care how big the room was. I was doing bonus rooms for $20 a room. I think the next biggest mistake I made was I stayed at $20 a room for 17 years. And why? Because I was listening to my customers tell me, man, I'm so glad you at $20 a room. Please don't raise your prices. But we were doing 8, 9 a day, and I felt no reason to raise them. And it wasn't until I got on Cleaners Connect, to be honest with you, before I realized, after arguing back and forth with several guys who were like, you got to be crazy, that I realized that my customers were playing.
Yeah.
So when you're in this game and you're at a price, I would advise anybody, after you go a year to the same price, you got to come up with your price. That was a bad move right there because I should have really, in all honesty, I should be at $50, $60 a room right now. But I can't just hit them in the head like that because they're so used to me being so low over the years coming up. So that was another bad move. Other than that, I haven't really made me other than collaborating with guys like you guys on a regular to learn more because I've learned a lot from doing it. Those are probably the biggest 2 mistakes I made right there, though.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, and I think so many guys, man, they just don't think about raising their prices or out of fear or. But once you get that, and you made a good point earlier when you said about you're right, you can't just out of the gate start a carpet cleaning business and charge high prices. You have to incrementally increase your prices over the years. A lot of these guys out of the gate think they're going to charge $60 an area. That's not going to happen. You're not going to have customers. But once you get that name and that your name's out there and you have that good reputation, then you should increase your prices. And I'll never forget, this has been probably about 6 months ago. We did a job and a local cleaner in my area retired. And I say retired, I think he got hurt and just couldn't clean anymore. But this guy had been cleaning for 30 years, and I've told this story before. I think I've told it to Seth. But we went in the house, and this is a really nice neighborhood, a really nice, large home, fine home. And I gave the lady the estimate, and it was like $650. And she told me, she said, so-and-so, this guy, I'm not going to say his name, but he's been doing the whole house for like $150. She said, he's been charging me the same thing since 1992. She said, he's never gone up. And I said, I didn't know what to say. Here I am like 6 times higher than this guy. And I said, well, this is our price, yada, yada, yada. And she said, it's no problem. I'll pay it. And she said, to be honest, she said, I always knew it was cheap. But she said, I wasn't going to tell him he was too cheap. And that's the thing. Your customer's never going to come up to you and say, hey, you're not charging enough. You know what I mean?
Yep. They sure won't. I learned it, man, because they used to tell me all the time. Everybody was so happy to call me and pass my name around. Man, you couldn't tell me nothing. When I hit when I hit Cleaners Connect at $20 a room, folks laughing like you done lost your damn mind. I'm arguing back and forth with them. And a couple of guys hit me on the side and said, Jay Johnson, you got too many guys, too many people calling you to be a $20 room. You got to go up. And I remember going from 20 to 25, scared to death. This is just 4 years ago now. And I went to 25, and the phones kept ringing. And then 6 months later, I went from 20. I actually went down to the fast time, had them change it from 25 to 30. So first I went from 25 3 rooms to $99, and then I went from 3 rooms for $99. 2 months later to $30 a room, and then 6 months after that, I went to $35 a room, and then I stayed at $35 a room for about a year and a month, and then I decided to go over to 40. And there was resistance at 40 for the first week. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was losing business left and right, and I almost went back. And then someone said to me, "You know what? Let them go." And now, if I get 30 calls in a week, 20, at least 28, 29, I'm a booking. It's very rare somebody say no. So it worked out fine.
Yeah, pretty good. So we kind of asked this to all the cleaners. Can't even remember the name of the segment. What do we call it, Patrick? What tools you're loving right now?
What are you loving right now?
Yeah, obviously
No
you love the CRB. So what else besides it? You got a new wand, I think.
My CRB is my number one tool that I'm gonna use when it comes to cleaning carpet. I've got the Devastator one, which is what I've been using for the last close to 2 years now, and it took a lot to get me away from a 2-jet wand because I was so used to it for so long. And then I talked to Rob Allen. I went to see Rob Allen probably about a year and a half ago. About a year ago to buy some stuff when I bought that bike. And he tried his best to sell me that TMF one, and I wouldn't buy it. Well, a couple of months ago, I decided to take a shot on it, and I bought it. And I can tell anybody listening not to try to make a sales pitch for them. That TFM one, the TMF one, and that Devastator one, both are phenomenal. Anybody using, and it's just my opinion, anybody using a 2-jet versus a 4-jet, they'll never understand the difference until they make that switch. That 4-jet does clean a little better than using a 2-jet one, and that's just my opinion.
Probably a little faster too, right? A little more efficient.
Yeah, and a little faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it took me a while to figure that out, but I got it now though. So we those are my tools. Another thing is I've seen some guys that don't even use the stair tool. And I tell anybody, man, you gotta invest in the stair tool. You trying to use your upholstery tool to clean stairs, they hurt my back every time I see it.
Yeah.
So for anybody out there, if you don't know what a CRB is, I'm telling you, using a deck brush on stairs,
if you get a CRB,
at least that 10-inch,
you save yourself
back problems down the road. I never use a deck. I got rid of all my deck brushes. Now it's strictly my CRB, and I say we carry a 10-inch and a 15-inch on each van.
Awesome. Good.
And last but not least, that Sapphire Scientific upholstery tool. You guys got to get it. That tool right there, and I got that from Chandler Thompson. Listening to him and how he cleans carpet is crazy. I mean, he cleans upholstery. It's crazy. That Scientific wand that I got, upholstery tool, was another one of the best investments I made. Phenomenal tool.
Yeah, I like those tools too. Yeah, they're good. I use a DryMaster upholstery tool mainly, but I like the Sapphires also. They're really good.
I've heard a lot about the DryMaster also.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Johnny. What in the future? What's your future plans? Is it just kind of do this just as long as you can, or do you have some kind of goal set? Is it mainly about you said something about setting up for your kids? Does it have a lot to do with that, making sure your kids are set up and have something to do?
I have I'm gonna actually. I got it in the makings probably next year. I'm gonna actually purchase one more Justin unit, a new one, because I want to replace that 2000 Justin unit I got. Even though it still runs good, I'm gonna end up selling it and buying another one. Buy one more band, and I'm gonna probably take this thing until probably I can't do it anymore. But when I tell people that, I don't want them to think I'm burning myself out, because if I got to go out, I'm gonna go out and do one house, like I said, maybe two a day. The days of me doing 4 or 5 by myself are gone. At 57 years old, I'm definitely not going to break myself down. Other than that, man, me trying to transition what I do into my children taking over, which they haven't done yet, that's my goal. Once I get them set, the last band you saw me buy with the blue lettering on, I consider that mine. And like I said, I usually go out and do 1 or 2 a day with that band, and the boys use the other 2, because neither one of them likes anybody going with them. They rather go by themselves. So I either set them up with 2 or 3 a day each and let them just go.
That's good.
Yep. I'm old though, Pat. You guys are young compared to me, man. I can't stay in this game much longer.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. It'll make an old man out of you quick. I mean, we cleaned. I cleaned between. We started at 1:00 yesterday, and we worked till about 6, and then we took a break. We didn't work at night, but then we came back this morning and we finished. We did 30,000 square feet, and I'm telling you, and well, a lot of it was a zipper. You know, I had 2 trucks set up on it, and part of it I had 2 guys with the zipper. But then I was doing a lot of in and out of cubicles and stuff. I was just wanding it with a Devastator, and man, I told Seth, I said, my arm's gonna fall off, man.
Man, it's funny you mentioned that. Man, I got that zipper from Eric about. Believe it or not, I had that zipper from Eric about a year and a half ago. That zipper sat in that box for several months in my garage because I was still using that wand. And I got a big church one day, and I was getting ready to do it, and I said, wait a minute, let me pull this daggone zip out the box. And I called Eric, and he told me exactly what to do. And I've been using that thing on a regular now. And it's funny you mentioned that zipper is, if you're in commercial cleaning, that zipper is phenomenal, hands down. I love it.
I can't imagine life without it. And where it really shines is big open spaces where you can just roll. Yeah. I mean, that job we did, there's no way without a zipper. I don't know how much longer it would have taken trying to straight wand that job. I mean, it's just crazy. If you're doing much commercial at all, if you have much commercial, like I said, big wide open spaces, zipper all the way.
All the way. Yep, all the way. I can't imagine you without it, no doubt.
Yeah, so I want to ask you, Johnny, I see a lot of your videos. You'll post it when it's 95 degrees outside and you're getting in the van and rolling up the hoses and you're talking about how hot it is, but don't have any sweat on you. Your shirt's not soaked in sweat. How do you how do you keep your body cool? I get done.
Let me tell you something else, man. Most of the time you guys see me now, it's rare. It's rare I'm by myself. I got a 19-year-old cousin that came out with me this summer, and he's been my go-to guy the whole summer. It's crazy. I think the one thing about me coming out at 8 in the morning and not being out past 12 o'clock is the biggest thing that saves me from that heat. Mm-hmm. I can't stand it. How people do it is beyond me. But yeah, it's very rare I'm out getting that heat like that. So you don't really see me sweating the way I probably would like a lot of other guys do.
Mm-hmm. That must be it.
Yeah, that's got to be it. And normally I got somebody else, but when I come out the house, I got one of my boys or my little cousins. They roll the hoses up and doing all that stuff. I just jump in the van and cut the van on the AC and wait for them to get in.
I hear you.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it, man.
Take some notes.
So let me ask you guys a question, just so I know where I'm at. How do you guys charge where you are, and what are you guys charging if you do by the room, by the area?
Right now, I'll let you go first, Seth. Go ahead.
I stole it out of Courtney's playbook. I started at 45 and then just went up to 50, and I'm in Greensboro. But I can kind of do that because I do it part time, so it's not going to hurt me if I have a full time job with the state, so it's not going to hurt me if I don't have a job every day.
Exactly.
Which here lately I've had a lot, but so I mean that's why I decided to go there. I just pretty much took Courtney's like 99% of the cleaners on Cleaners Connect, just took his price sheet and copied it.
And it worked. Ain't
That's
no
right,
doubt.
it does.
Look, but
Yeah.
you ain't one of those guys who decided I'm just gonna leave and go full time, huh?
No, I got just a few more years so I can retire, and then I'll
My man.
kind of decide from there.
I
Seth
been
is
telling people that, man.
Seth is a highway patrolman.
Okay, no doubt, man. You can't go nowhere. No. Steph, I promise you. Ain't nothing better, man. Me doing the Department of Justice and the Bureau for 21 years. When you got a pension coming, and your medical covered the rest of your life, man, you can't beat that.
Yeah,
So
that's what's keeping me in it. That's it.
Yeah, so you got to get that, man, no doubt.
Yeah.
So where you at, Pat?
I'm about $65 for a standard room, but we've been around a long time, man. We're my dad started this business. I'm second generation, so we also have a rug shop too. But we've been around for over 40 years, so it's easy. And I don't say that I know that sounds like a big number to some guys, but it's easier to charge that when you've been around that long. You know what I mean?
That's the key. Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So we get a good rate for what we do, but we offer, we give our customers a high quality product too, and we do try our best to do good work. We have a really good reputation. It helps our area. I'll be real honest with you, Johnny. We're not in a super competitive area. Seth is more in a competitive area than I am. In Greensboro, the competition is a lot more stiff. But where I'm at, there's 3 or 4 carpet cleaning companies. I guess you could say we compete with them, but I don't really look at it that way. So, I'm sure if I was in Durham or Winston-Salem or Charlotte, it might be different. But for us, we don't have any problem getting that rate. We're not for everybody. So I get told I'm too high, but like I go after that type of customer. We do a lot of Oriental rugs in our shop anyway. So we tend to go after a little higher customer base, if you will,
No doubt. That's good. I'm trying to get where Seth is. If I can get to that 50, that'd be good because what you said, once you've been around for a while and you've built your clientele up, you can get it. That's my target right there. I got to get to 50. And I'm going to get there before long. Before I cut this thing off, within the next couple of years, I'll be at 50. Just a matter of time.
Yeah. I'm sure you will be. And like you say, I'm sure that helps you weed out actually the customers probably that you don't want. I'm sure, that's the thing. At $20 a room, $25 a room, you're going to do a lot of work, but I'm sure that you could tell us plenty of stories. There's a lot of people you would probably rather not work for, right?
Pat, man, when I tell you, I was in the hood every day, 3-4 times a day. Dude, when I say this, I don't say this lightly. We were doing 8, 10, 12 houses a day, and half of them we was in the hood. And compare that to now, I might be lucky if I get a house that's dirty. Now I get houses that are a little bit of soil. I don't walk into those rat nasties, but every blue moon. And that was the biggest transition I made. All the people who were used to the $20 are the ones that can't afford no more. They no longer call me. And that was man, I can't even. I know you know, but to a lot of guys, they don't know. When you real low in your price, I was that guy. When you call me, I got 10 out of 10 calls. You call me, I'm booking. When now I don't, but I don't get those real low price customers running me down, and it's a great feeling.
Yeah, That's good, man.
That is a great feeling. Yeah, it's a great feeling, man. To go in the homes I go in now compared to, I was probably doing so many apartments, just crazy. So I don't get as many right now because usually apartment customers don't want to pay the price.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Funny you asked that question. God knows. I don't miss that. Look, it was a great learning experience. Man, I remember going in houses 5 or 6 times and nobody vacuumed. It was trash everywhere. But it didn't matter to me because I didn't vacuum either. So either your stuff came up in that truck mount or it just laid there. And it's sad to say, but except they paid me though. They didn't care.
Yeah.
All the rat nasty people want was show me a little different, and that's what I gave to them. I gave them a little different.
Yeah.
But now my work is a whole lot more quality. But I'm that guy though, man. But some guys that go in and see a whole lot of spots and stains that are permanent and try to get it out. I don't. I tell my customers when I first walk in, no matter who they are, there's a good chance A, B, and C are not coming out. And if I can get it out by some chance, I'll do a test on it when they go downstairs, and then I'll let them know I might be able to get it out, but it'll probably cost you another $25, $30. And when I know I can get it out, they pay it, and I get it out. But if I can't get it out, I don't sweat it. I'm not in and out guy. I'm not gonna go in your house and sit there 3-4 hours like a lot of guys I know. I'm trying to clean one house. It's crazy. Even by myself, an average 3-room set of stairs in the hallway, I'm out in 90 minutes. I know guys that say they probably be in the house 3 hours. That's crazy. That ain't me.
Mm. Well, Patrick, you got anything else for Johnny?
I don't think I have any other questions. Johnny, we really appreciate you coming on, man. We've enjoyed it, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to talk with us. We look forward to seeing more of your videos. I see you a lot on Cleaners Connect, and I think carpet cleaning world. I know I see you in there a lot. You're an entertaining person to listen to.
I'm entertaining.
Yeah.
And look, I think I pissed a lot of people off at times.
It's always real talk with Jay. That's what I always.
No doubt.
It's always real talk.
I just try to stay real, man. It ain't nothing with me. I'm straightforward. I can take anything anybody throw at me. But it works. If I can dish it, I can take it. So it's cool. I like helping everybody, man. If I can help somebody, I get calls from guys every day, inboxes, texts, phone calls. Everybody who knows me knows if you got a question, call me.
Yeah, that's good, man. It's the best way to be.
No doubt.
All right,
Well, Johnny, we appreciate it.
We're going to let you go. Anything else, Seth?
I think that's it. I think it was a good episode. I appreciate Johnny coming on and just letting us get a background on him so the people who see him on the videos and know more about him. And it was really good. We appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate you guys bringing me on.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right, you guys take care. No doubt.
You too. We'll catch you on the next one.
Deuces.